Morning, Mike.
Morning, Bradley.
Just got done with my morning walk.
It's cold out.
Yeah, absolutely. It is cold out. And if you're one of those people that walking is not an option for you, whether it's from joint pain or some other medical issue, or it's bad weather. We just got 6 inches of snow. I am not going out there and walk. It's going to be below zero. There are options, and we're going to show you a wonderful option today.
Yes, this program will help strengthen your hips and your leg muscles, plus work your cardiovascular system, and we'll get into it in a few seconds.
That's right. So we're going to actually do two different programs. One for the people who need a really low level, weak for whatever reason, lying down in bed, or we're going to be standing and use a chair for the people who are a little more advanced.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Welcome to the Bob and Brad channel. We are the most famous physical therapy team on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Mike.
If you're new to our channel and like this video, please subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe.
We're mumbling today.
Whoa.
So we're going to go through the exercises. Brad's going to do the more advanced version. I'm going to do the basic version. I'm going to do it in bed, which you can do in bed. Some of them might be a little challenging. If you can get to the ground, you could do them on the ground as well with maybe a mat, but we'll leave it up to you.
That's right. I'm going to use standing or a chair. We'll go through some details on that for options to fit your needs so everything works out well for you. I do want to mention one thing. This is going to take about 3 to 5 minutes. If that's not long enough, you can simply repeat it and continue on as long as you would like. You'll get a feel for that just as we do it. So the first thing we're going to start, I'm going to be with a chair. Now, with a chair, make sure you have a firm chair, nice solid seat pan. Armrests are desirable, not necessary, depending on your level, because you may need to push up or hold on to them sitting down if your balance is a little bit off so that you're stable. Mike is lying here. You can do this in bed. You could do it on the floor if you're able to get down on the floor, but then you would probably be doing this one. Anyways, should we continue on with number uno?
Yeah, so Brad's going to do sit-to-stands. I'm doing glute bridges. We're strengthening similar muscle groups just in different ways.
That's right. So he's going to push up and really think about squeezing those glute muscles together because those are commonly get weak. Gluteal amnesia, very common for people who sit a lot. So for using a chair, we're going to simply push off with the armrest all the way up. And then when you get here, it's important, squeeze those glutes together so they get maximum contraction. So you're training the muscles, not just strengthening them. Very important. Now, if this is too easy, take your hands and cross them here. Takes a little more balance. We're going to do 10. You can go up to 15 if you want. There we go. Okay, now actually the even more advanced is hands up like this is going to challenge your balance as well as more strengthening. But again, be safe. Always make sure that you grab the armrest if you're a little tipsy.
Same principles apply to the bridging. Your feet position is going to be easier further away, a little harder closer your feet are. If my hands are touching the mat, it's going to be the easiest. If I'm across the chest, a little harder. If my hands are overhead, harder yet. Again, you can just hold up for a few seconds if you want and slowly lower back down with these. Don't just thrust up and down in the air.
Good. And then the next one for people standing, I would recommend having a cane. If you have a walker, use that in front of you, or a stick for balance. I like the stick because it's a little taller, but a cane works just fine as well. And we're going to do simply knee-high marching. Just go like this, like you're marching in place. And do this for 10 to 20 repetitions, 10 on each leg, 20 if you're counting alternately. Now, one thing, if this is too easy, you think, I need a little more, simply raise up and hold. Raise up and hold makes a tremendous difference on the how hard it is, as well as it challenges your balance. So it's another benefit of doing these exercises.
Now, if you are in bed and your legs are really weak or maybe really tight, you can certainly use a belt to help or a bed sheet to help pull your leg up. If that's way too easy, you don't have to use one. You can just use your hands at the top for a little more stretch. If this becomes easy, then you can just kind of march in a supine position. You just don't have balance or gravity making it harder for you. So
That's
it's
right.
a simpler version, same concept.
Another thing I like to do is I actually make a circle with my hip. It gets a little more range of motion, feels good in the hip, keeps that hip more healthy. All right, number 3. key. This one would definitely have something to hold on to unless your balance is really good. I like to have, again, the stick. You can stand by the wall, whatever it may be, the cupboard, and we're going to do up on your toes, come back, and then back on your heels. Now, this is where you need to have a good chair behind you, because going back like this, my balance is pretty good, and I still feel a little wobbly. So just in case, you can sit down and be safe. Up on the toes as high as you can, hold just for a second, and back. In other words, we're not doing this Rocky thing real fast. Everything is controlled movement and meaningful. Makes a big difference on strength as well as balance. It's going to help you with your walking as well. Mike, how can you do it lying down?
In bed, for beginners, you would go feet straight, no resistance here, and then just do ankle pumps. For some resistance, what you can do is put your feet flat how I had them, and then just rocking your heels and then your toes. If this seems too easy, then you can challenge it by actually doing a bridge and rocking. This is pretty hard, so you may not get to this level. I feel like if you could do this, you can probably do it standing.
Sure.
But that's just some progressions of this basic exercise.
Yeah, very nice, Nate. Good options. Now, this next thing we want to do is hip abduction. Hip abduction muscles, those are the ones, if they get weak, you kind of, if you see someone walking like this, waddle walking, or Trendelenburg, technically what it's known, this can be really helpful for that if you do it properly. Again, holding on to something for balance. And I'm going to take the foot and go out to the side and back into here. Slow, meaningful motions. Don't let your toe point out like this. This is not right. It's not going to strengthen the right muscle. We want to keep the toe forward and like this. And then don't do this. This is not working the muscle properly. Up, good tall posture, and just the hip. I can feel that muscle working when I do it properly versus like this. 10 times is the goal on a side, then obviously make sure you do the same on the other side. A lot of times people may go up to a cupboard for more balance, or a back of a chair like this. Gives you more balance, and it actually helps you control and gives you good form, as we just talked about. Mike is doing an option lying down. Go ahead, Mike.
So for beginners, you can do external rotation of the hip, or clamshells. So I'm lying on my left side, working the right. You're going to flip over to the other side and do both sides. It just doesn't make sense for me to stare at a wall and do this. Going to go out as far as you can. My feet are touching, and then I come back. Notice my trunk is staying in line. I'm not opening up and facing the ceiling. That's why I'm sitting like this. If this is too easy, you can do abduction like Brad was. Side lying, it is pretty challenging because you're fighting gravity. Going up and down, same exact concept. If you're unable to do these, you can certainly do this in lying on your back position. You just kick your leg out to the side. You're just going to have to be aware once you go off the bed, it's going to have to fight gravity because it'll drop down a little bit. But you could try it this way as well.
That's right. All right. Now the last one. I've actually made a combination for standing that we've two exercises that we already did. So standing, hold something for balance as needed. We're going to go back to the marching like this, and I mentioned you can do the circle like this and down and like this. Well, we're going to modify that a little bit so it's more challenging. We're going to go up, circle over to the side, stop right there, hold it, come back over to here, and then back down. So it's not a complete circle, it's more of an up, over, and down. And then what I'd like you to add, if this is not challenging enough, is we're going to go up on the toe and over, up and back down. Definitely going to need something to stabilize yourself. I'd actually say one hand on a wall, one with a stick, or on a wall in a cupboard, in a hallway, or in the kitchen like this. Then you can get that up until we're strengthening the foot. The weight-bearing leg is getting strengthened. You're working the hip over here, and you're working the hip flexors, the mobility, and balance. It's really a nice exercise. If it's too challenging, just go back to this and don't worry about going up on the toe. That is an advanced way. Mike, let's talk about the one lying down.
So I'm doing low trunk rotations. We call this in therapy. Some people call it windshield wipers. You're just going to keep your feet together on the mat, and then you're going to each side. Go as far as you're comfortable. If you're really tight, maybe you just go part way and then the other direction. Take your time. I like to hold it for a few seconds each way. to go 10 each direction. If this seems too easy, you can make it quite a bit more challenging by just picking your feet up off the mat a little bit and then doing it. You're really getting a core exercise now as well as hip motion. So this is quite a bit more challenging than having your feet planted on the mat.
All right, now, if you go through all these exercises, all 5 standing or lying down without stopping, I think you're going to find you're getting tired. Muscles are being fatigued, the same muscles that you're using while you're walking, plus a little bit extra to give you more benefit. This is easily, I think, compatible to going outside and walking. You just don't get the fresh air and that type of thing. But you're going to get strength. You're going to get some cardiovascular if you do it a couple repetitions instead of 2 set or 1 set or 2 sets or maybe even 3, depending on your level. I'm a little out of breath because
you're talking so much.
Yeah, but I don't know. Exercise.
You were working. So give that a try. Try doing all 5. I would stick with them because they're all unique, different muscle groups, and take your time with them. Again, like Brad said, just do it each day if you have time. But I think it's a pretty good routine.
You think? Come on, man. Yeah.
I know it's a good routine.
That's right.
Get that stick out my face.
All right. Anyways, we do have another video for 10 seated exercises for seniors.
Yeah, rated worst to best.
That's right. So pick out the one you want, but hopefully we're going towards the best side of it.
Bob and Brad, the 2 most famous physical therapists